Flying in circles over my apartment. P.O.C. Light source remains here. That's not the sun. That would be over the same property. Crossing path with LAPD. That's a criminal act. Ongoing terrorism together. And so is Budget. Budget's engaged in criminal monitoring, group stalking, terrorism. Okay, Budget is heavily documented outside of this region. They're a heavily documented group stalker. I'm going to prosecute them, and they're engaged in a sex offense right now. This is the light source that's at the same property where it's present at 9 o'clock in the morning, engaged in ongoing terrorism with LAPD that are pacing via the people of the state. These are demons engaging in terrorism together while LAPD is flying circles over my apartment. That's why I just wanted to open my window right now so you can see what they've been doing while I'm in my kitchen, just doing donuts. Okay, just flying in circles repeatedly like a demon. And you've already seen the evidence of their demonic and psychotic stalking and acts of hostility for 47 minutes to be exact. You've seen them do that. That's what they're doing, flying repeatedly in circles. And these are demons that are pacing around. That's light activity and relevant positioning. It's a sex offense. And it's in concert with LAPD that's flying in the specific environment. Engineer light just moved across the passenger side of that vehicle while they're driving in the shade. That is indeed a demon, and it is criminal conduct in concert. It is an act of terrorism. While a demon of 1800 number 5, those two twins of Carol Lee, Hyun Lee is her name, and Ty Lee, they're going to be deported. They're going to federal prison. And this demon that's engaged in impunity and malice and a sex offense in concert with the entity that's flying repeatedly in circles while a demon is over here. This is demonic pacing while they're coming in and out of parking spaces, and engineer lights moving across the passenger sides of their vehicles. Under a light source that's been over the property since 9 o'clock in the morning, that's light activity. That's the ongoing sex offense. You see the engineer light move across the passenger sides of their vehicles, and that's a demon that comes on this side on a bike, creating light activity. And they're doing so under a light source. They're not ever going to create light activity on your ceiling. Okay, this is an ongoing sex offense. You're looking at engineer light across their vehicles, riding a bike and engineer light activity. Demons driving up and down the street and engineer light activity. The demons in the helicopters repeatedly flying over my helicopter, going out of sight the moment that I start recording video. All doing it, demonstrating what is indeed demonic activity and it's state terrorism, that they're still, they being the demon possessed, who know exactly what I'm saying, they know exactly where I'm at, all right, and they continue to engage in that sex offense while I'm uploading the evidence of their criminal conduct. They create what is the public safety concern, okay? This population, the demon possessed, when engaged in terrorism in the United States, there will be the creation of policies to legislate around this entity that poses a public safety concern, okay? That's Marina Davila, who's going to federal prison. Okay, it is currently 6:24 p.m. and this is how you're recognizing what is the threat to the life of an American citizen, because she's engaged in criminal conduct in concert with LAPD, who you just saw crossing path. She's engaging in what is crossing path. There's no sunlight that's ever going to appear on your ceiling, and that's how you know what her condition is and the psychotic conduct. This is demonic pacing on a bike and in person. Under a light source that's in alignment to me. Marina Davila is a group stalker, and this is the third-party group stalker of apartment number 1805 North Alvarado Street, and the demons pacing on Alvarado, engaging in that sex offense. This is all of a government engaging in a sex offense while I'm inside of the private space, and they're monitoring. This is the entity that's maintaining this light source at what is 6:24 p.m. Okay, ongoing terrorism together, privacy together, ongoing demonic monitoring. The demons amplify traffic while engineer light and the light source remains in alignment. The entity pacing all around on the property all around me while the demons are going psycho. They're psychotic, flying in circles around me in helicopter, and they're doing it in the engineer light. They're monitoring together, and they do so again. The demons engage in more frenzy-like conduct. They go even more psychotic, meaning their criminal conduct is psychotic. Okay, the demon possessed are exceedingly hostile. The more you speak to the reality of their secret condition, it's not a secret. Let me be clear: demon possession is speaking to what is a spiritual condition. You cannot see a spirit on someone, but you can see it manifest through their demented behavior. And the fact that you have a population that's of that condition, and that population makes up the Los Angeles Police Department, who are engaging in what is terrorism and stalking and surveillance in a helicopter, which is not only laughable, it's so despicable and disturbing. It is creating what is the monstrosity of a federal prosecution of the state of California. Let me be clear. This is let me zoom in so you can see this impossible light activity that's on this building. That's engineer light. This is all on the shade, in the shade. This is covering the face of this apartment, and this is a demon. Okay, he was born in LA. He's not going to be deported, but his parents are. And they're all going to federal prison. He's old enough for that. And that sex offense is going to stay on his criminal record. And this is impunity whilst he's engaging in what is pacing. This is what the entity does in a helicopter by flying in circles. This is demonic pacing under a light source. same property as it was at 9 o'clock over my head outside of my office. I'm at the same address. The sun is not going to be in any position 8 hours later where it would be in any position to aim any light on you. The gaseous ball of fire that is the sun is in constant movement, and 9 hours for where it's over you in the morning is not going to be the same position, okay? And under no circumstances does it create this light activity. That's the mark of a demon that's pacing on a bike, and those are demons pacing on a street. That's a demon operating a commercial vehicle whose vehicle is adjacent to engineered light. That's the evidence of the criminal conduct. That budget is being documented as engaged in. Budget is heavily documented, like I said. This is ongoing impunity for purposes of draining the pockets of that entity that's acting via the people of the state using a budget vehicle. P.O.C. All right, the sex offense continues. I just wanted to capture that video. Pay attention to the ongoing, everybody at Alvarado Gardens is going to federal prison for the system that I remain subject to. And then while you're looking at the light activity that's on my ceiling, you're also going to look at the light activity that's on the ground, okay? And then you're going to recall, again, this is the demonstration of demon possession of group stalkers that are using helicopters, group stalkers that are on bikes and vehicles, the engineered light, which is not sunlight. None of that is sunlight. You see it immediately disappears, but you could see it still here. This is never naturally happening. This is the mark of the demon possession that is over all of them that are group stalking in this entirely unnatural environment, okay? And they are doing so. The demon possessed, they get more hostile, more aggressive, all right? They engage in more stalking conduct while you document it, while you enforce your rights, in other words. And that is going to inform the policies to surround this population that is a real-time threat to the lives of American citizens in this country. Okay, so I want to make sure that you understand that. It's 6:28 p.m. The light source is still over me at the same exact address where I was at this morning. My leasing office, I'm on the same property. This is not sunlight. Okay, this is not sunlight. Nor is that sunlight that they're driving around, driving in. That's not sunlight moving across their passenger side of their vehicles on this side of the parking lot. They're monitoring, and they're demons that are pacing an engineered light, and they're keeping engineered light inside of my apartment while they're keeping me under surveillance, flying in circles like demon-possessed psychopaths that they are. I'm referencing the LAPD. Okay, and they're going to be disbanded. Group stalking in a helicopter, they're going to federal prison. All right, chief of police, he's fired permanently. Going to be listed as group stalkers by department, individualized by name. All right, it is currently 6:28 p.m. The entire property of Alvarado Gardens is group stalking. That's why the light source is over me from the beginning to the end of the day. That's why my bedroom is filled with that, which is impossible light activity. This circus environment, which is a threat to your safety, a threat to your well-being while you're documenting it. And it is the occurrence of what is a sex offense by that government. All right, it is, remember the previous video when you saw the pattern of the blinds moving in real time in that video, those are indeed the demon possessed, as I'm showing you what's the significance of what they're doing, using commercial vehicles, using their own vehicles, engaging in surveillance, sitting in a parking lot, keep ongoing knowledge of what I'm doing on the inside of my apartment. And the moment that I walk out and capture video, the demons in the helicopter scurry off of the screen. They're still monitoring while the people of the state, demons, are maintaining all activity. Sitting in surveillance in the parking lot, moving their vehicles around. They're sitting there lying in wait. That's entirely disturbing. All they're doing is stalking. And you know that because of the unnatural environment that surrounds. Again, it is currently 6:29 p.m. This is P.O.C.